Time now for This Week in Auto History.
And what a great segue, because our first car in 1945, the first post-war Cadillac was produced after World War II. And then the next full Cadillac design that was done was a 48 Cadillac. I think that's what Vicki said she had for her car, was
Gorgeous.
a 48 Cadillac. You got to remember, during World War II, Cadillac was building tanks. And
it looks like one of them.
and also staff cars were Cadillacs during World War II. So Eisenhower's cars, the colonels and generals were all riding around in Cadillacs.
And on the German side, they were all Mercedes.
And they were all Mercedes. And then in 1954, the Willis Jeep CJ5 began production.
1941 Cadillac, she says.
Oh, I'm sorry. She had a 41 Cadillac. She had a pre-war Cadillac.
Anyway.
Thanks, Vicki. But the 1954 Willys CJ5 began production. In 1974, Dale Earnhardt Jr. was born. In 1981, the third generation Camaro went into production for the 1982 model year, and that was kind of the beginning of the mullets. The first generation only lasted from 67 through 69. I know, Don, yours favorite's the 69.
Yeah.
The second generation lasted from what would be called 70 and a half, because you got to remember there was an auto strike in 70, so the 69 Camaros lasted longer and longer. And actually, this third generation Camaro was the first one available with a four-cylinder in it. But it was also the generation where they introduced the iconic IROC Z that first appeared in 1985. In 1992, a meteorite struck a 1980 Chevrolet Malibu in Peekskill, New York. Now, I lived not far from Peekskill, New York. Now, you got to remember, it hit the back of this 1980 Malibu that was probably about a $300 car. After the Malibu was struck by the meteorite, the car sold for $10,000, and the owner of the Malibu sold the meteorite for $69,000 to a group of collectors. Pretty cool little story.
A little bit of profit.
In 2014, the automotive industry witnessed a momentous occasion as Chrysler Fiat was formed, or Fiat Chrysler was formed as
Did
Fiat
you read this
and
before you?
Yes.
Okay.
When Fiat and Chrysler Group came together, forming a global powerhouse, which later was sold to Daimler and then Stellantis. So it's a never-ending flip-flop of ownership of the Chrysler Corporation. So that's This Week in Auto History.
Cool.